Hello, Oscar. Grandpa here, and a happy new year to you from Granny and Grandpa. And you can see a few little ears just wiggling around. I think the horse, and from Moosey. Moosey, say hello to Oscar. So, Moosey's been very good. You'll be pleased to know, haven't you been, Moosey? Yeah, you've been good. Yeah, just helping me look after the study. He's a very good companion. So there it is. It's good to be talking to you, and I hope you've enjoyed the stories of the lucky snow leopard. And if you remember, the name of the little snow leopard is Ali, and they've just had a lot of excitement because Leah, Ali's mum, is going to have Leela is going to have a baby. So there's going to be some baby snow leopards. We don't know whether Ali will have a brother or a sister or more than one of those yet. So we have to wait and see. And it's now chapter 7. The sad little snow leopard. Oh dear, that doesn't sound nice, does it? As Zoe lay in bed that night with Meek cuddled by her feet, she couldn't stop thinking about Ali. How could she make the sad little cub see that having brothers and sisters would be fun, and that his mum wouldn't forget about him? Wow, Oscar, that's you, isn't it? Because you have fun with your little sister Annabelle. I hope she's fine. I loved it the other day watching you reading some of the fruit names to her and her repeating them back. You were being a really big boy and really, really helpful. Teaching her, helping teach her. You're a teacher. That's magic. At breakfast time, Zoe was very quiet as she nibbled her toast. Is there anything wrong, love? Asked Lucy, her mum. Zoe shook her head. She couldn't explain why she was worried, because her mum didn't know she could talk to animals. I'm going to have another peep at the snow leopards this morning, she said. Good idea, Zoe. Come and tell me straight away if you think the baby might be coming, said Lucy. Zoe walked to the snow leopard's enclosure with Meep cuddled on her shoulder, thinking about what to say to Ali. On the way she passed the path that led to Higgins Hall, the huge manor house where Great Uncle Horace lived. It was set on a hill overlooking the zoo. Most of the grand old rooms had been turned into animal enclosures when Great Uncle Horace opened the zoo. So the kitchen was jumping with frogs and thousands of butterflies fluttered around the ballroom. Great Uncle Horace had just kept the attic for Kiki and himself. Wow, that must be an amazing place to go to, Oscar. Zoe looked up at the hall and noticed the crowd had gathered on the lawn outside. Meep, let's go and find out what's going on up there, she said. As they reached the hall, Zoe spotted lots of cameras and microphones. They're reporters, Meep, and it sounds like they've come to ask Great Uncle Horace about Leela giving birth, she whispered. Great Uncle Horace was standing in front of the crowd, answering questions. Zoe smiled as she noticed that he was wearing tinsel around his neck like a scarf. Oh yes, we're very excited, Great Uncle Horace was saying. Snow leopards are incredibly rare. Did you know that there are only a few thousand left in the world? Mr. Higgins, do you think they might arrive on Christmas Day? One reporter called out. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it, Oscar? Great Uncle Horace beamed. Wouldn't that be splendid? We'll just have to wait and see. Zoe and Meep slipped away quietly and carried on towards the snow leopard's enclosure. The path outside it was now open to visitors, but there was a big sign saying, Our new baby snow leopards are coming soon. Please try to be quiet so their mother can rest. A family was talking in hushed voices. I can see the mother asleep in that cave, whispered a man with red glasses. But where's the cub? Suddenly, in a blur and black and white fur, Ali appeared from a little cranny in the rocks. He dashed up the cliffs towards the cave and pounced on his sleeping mum with a playful meow. Leela's eyes flew open and she growled in surprise. Ali patted her head with his paws, purring hopefully. He wants to play, Zoe whispered to Meep. But Leela grunted and rolled over, closing her eyes again. The cub kept jumping on her until Leela snarled at him crossly. There they are. Look, there's Ali jumping on his mum Leela. Isn't that sweet? Oh dear, looks like he's in trouble with his mum, chuckled the man. Sulkily, Ali padded out of the cave, his tail low. He sat by himself next to the stream, a little scowl on his face. The family wandered off, chatting about which animal to see next, and Zoe and Meep slipped inside the enclosure and rushed over to Ali. You know your mum needs to rest before the babies arrive, said Zoe, crouching down next to him. That was a bit naughty of you. Ali growled crossly. I know you don't want any brothers or sisters, Zoe replied softly, but I bet you'd change your mind if you met some of the other families at Rescue Zoo. Chi-Chi and May-May are pandas and they're twin sisters. Wow. They're always having fun together. They love playing tricks, especially on Mr. Pinch. You love playing with Annabelle, don't you, Oscar? That's so sweet. Then there's Otto and Benedict, the baby otters. They're brothers and best friends. That's the nicest thing you can be, Oscar. If you can be best friends with your friends at school and with your sister Annabelle, that's absolutely the best thing. Ali meowed curiously. No, I don't have any brothers or sisters, Zoe explained. I wish I did. I'm really lucky, though, because I have Meep to be my best friend. And we have all our other animal friends, too, added Meep. Cheer up, Ali, Zoe said, smiling at the cub. You can't be sad when Christmas is just 2 sleeps away. Ever since Ali had found out about Christmas, he'd wanted to know all about it. Zoe and Meep had explained about the Christmas Carol concert, the ice skating rink, and all the pretty decorations, and Ali had listened in amazement. When Zoe had told him about the beautiful Christmas tree, he'd leapt to the highest rocky peak in his enclosure to see if he could spot it, and purred with delight when he saw the glittering gold star. There we are. There's Zoe telling little Ali about the story of Christmas. That's so exciting, and I hope you had a lovely time. I think you did, though. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, Zoe went on. That's when Santa Claus comes. Ali meowed excitedly. No, he's not a snow leopard, giggled Zoe. He's a human, like me. Ali held up a front paw and meowed again. Oh, no, he doesn't have claws, laughed Zoe. That's just his name. He brings presents, chirped Meep, hopping up and down. Ali gave a hopeful little squeak. Yes, he might bring you a present too, said Zoe. But only if you're good and let your mum sleep. Ali glanced up at Leela, sleeping in the cave, and gave a grumpy growl. Can you do a grumpy growl, Oscar? Very good. Quickly, Zoe tried to change the subject back to something more fun. What do you want for Christmas, Ali? She asked cheerfully. Some toys or something yummy to eat? But Zoe's heart sank as Ali gave a sulky snarl in reply. Ali didn't want presents for Christmas. He just wanted to keep his mum all to himself. Oh, dear. And chapter 8 now, Christmas carols. Look, there's all the stockings being hung up for Christmas for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. Whoa. They're all done. Now it's time for the carol concert, said Zoe, hanging up the last stocking outside the giraffe enclosure. She and the keepers had walked around the whole zoo that afternoon, putting up a stocking for every animal. Wow, that's amazing. Bertie the little elephant had trumpeted with excitement when he saw his stocking, which had a big blue bee sewn onto it. Wow, I think Bertie the elephant's Christmas stocking must have been huge, Oscar. Of course, I'll come and see what's inside it tomorrow. Tomorrow, Zoe had promised him. It was a cold evening and the sky twinkled with stars. The zoo was open late on Christmas Eve so that visitors could stay for the concert, and there was an excited feeling in the air. Some of the keepers were handing out cups of hot chocolate and gingerbread, and everyone was smiling. The concert was always held in front of the huge Christmas tree. When Zoe arrived, Lucy was pacing up and down anxiously. I'm a bit nervous, she explained to Zoe. Great Uncle Horace has asked me to start off the singing this year. Oh dear, so I'm doing the first verse by myself. Well done, Lucy. Zoe helped Lucy hand out sheets of paper with the songs typed out on them so that everyone could sing along. There's a big crowd now with Great Uncle Horace and Kiki right at the front. When the crowd fell silent, Lucy coughed nervously and started to sing in a rather shaky voice. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Zoe piped up, grinning at her mum. The rest of the crowd joined in straight away, and soon everyone was singing at the tops of their voices. Everyone except Mr. Pinch. Miss Zoe noticed him standing moodily at the back, wearing earplugs to block out the music. Grumpy old thing, thought Zoe. There they all are, look. There they all are singing the Christmas carols, and there's Mr. Pinch at the end looking grumpy. Oh dear, poor Mr. Pinch. When the last song was finished, everyone clapped and cheered. As the crowds began to trickle towards the exit, chattering happily, Great Uncle Horace called, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for coming. That was fun, said Lucy, beaming. We'd better get back to the cottage. I think it's time to hang your stocking up, Zoe. Are you going to sleep at the cottage tonight too? Zoe asked Great Uncle Horace hopefully. Last year, Great Uncle Horace had stayed over on Christmas Eve because he'd given his attic room at the hall to a meerkat with earache, so that the poor animal could sleep somewhere peaceful and quiet until he got better. Of course, it's a Christmas tradition now, and that way I get to spend the whole day with my two favourite people, replied Great Uncle Horace. Besides, I'm not sure Santa would get down the chimney at Higgins Hall. The last time I checked, some naughty puffins had built their nest inside it. Oh, wow, Oscar, that's going to be fun, isn't it? We're going to read a little bit more about what happened in their house at Christmas Eve and then on Christmas Day, and more about the lucky snow leopard and whether Ali is going to have a brother or sister or more than one. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's been lovely, lovely chatting to you. And it's going to be bye-bye now from Granny and from me and from Moosey, who's going to wave to you. Was that all right? Moosey enjoyed that? Yep, I enjoyed that. I really love that. So bye-bye from us, Oscar, and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye. Bye.